Bronny can go in front of Ian.
Nigga, my mama gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga don't do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah. But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shedeur.
Right, it's about to get worse.
Dion already doing that. We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's all
When you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like, get off of me. Get off of me. Get off me. No, don't touch me. Was it worth the $30,000? Now? In the moment.
In that moment.
In the moment.
You was up.
You remember? Was it bingo night or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But I'm gonna keep it high level. This is gonna just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. this whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is, I am undefeated.
Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to light up.
he's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's
first.
Oh,
I want to go rebound. Shoot.
This one?
Cut that up. I got a match. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
You think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what, big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now.
Let's get
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. What's up, party people? We are here in the morning. It's time to get it in. Ah, man, I had a crazy night. I ain't gonna bore y'all with it, but I fell asleep on the couch, one of them, watching the Clippers-Lakers game. I was like, is this real? It was late as hell. I was like, why y'all on so late? Anyway, watch that. Love for you guys. See y'all in the chat right now. Akron Slim, always in the building. Shout out. You want to know about Mark Lamont Hill and Brian McKnight. I know Brian McKnight's baby mama. I don't know how that connects me to the story, but shout out to her forever. And I find out that's off the headline. I don't know why would that be an issue in beef, but I'll look into it and then we'll get into that one day. Shout out to TC210, always here. KBP5425, must be your gamer tag. What up, baby? Everybody is here to talk about what is going on in the world of sports and in the world of sports media. Well, I could tell you guys that because it's a lot cracking. I mean, right now it seems like every other day Stephen A. Smith is having another person come at him, or he's got to defend himself or go at other people. So that's a problem. Another problem is Shedeur Sanders, everything he's doing, every other second he got to talk about some people talking about him. It's a lot of the same old, and it's a lot of stuff we going to go through. So first, let's get into it. I like to give y'all the topic list so y'all can know, oh, snap. Wild Style about to go talk that talk. That's what they used to call me in Buffalo, so then that turned into that dude, but it started off with Teddy Bear. So we're going to got Rex Ryan talking about Shedeur, going to give him some sage advice, or maybe he is coming down and scolding him too harsh a criticism. John Morant and how he is flaming out. Nick Wright is on his head. Reggie Miller's talking about Draymond being a fake tough guy. And all of this Draymond, Kenyon Martin beef started on my show. So I'm going to show you guys how that all started. And it started off in such an innocent fashion. We're going to talk about Mike Epps and Blueface. Yeah, celebrating people coming home from jail. And then the people coming home from jail say, you better celebrate me. We got Stephen A. Smith and Dan Le Batard talking that talk about politics and how Stephen A. Smith and Dan Le Batard are on different sides when it comes to politics and how much it's important to them. Des Bryant, we're going to talk about that, and he's going to compare Shedeur Sanders and Jackson Dart. Oh, when Jackson Dart do it, it's all good. But when Shedeur do it, he arrogant and you already know. We're going to talk about you delusional parents out there. Maybe me too, thinking their son or daughter's going pro. We're going to break down the numbers, and there's some genius numbers out there that just shows you. Just be into the Pop Warner for the game. Don't be thinking your son or daughter going pro, because they ain't. Let's talk about Chicago's racist issue that they have. Yeah, coming down from the governor. Bruce Pearl, Candace Parker talk about how when she was in school, how she had the whole basketball team on her jock. What? Kevin Hart, they were asked him a crazy question, and he found a way to answer it, and it was crazy. So we're going to do that. Why people love the pause game. We're going to get into that, Cam Newton. And finally, we got, finally. No, we ain't even finally. Kendrick Perkins saying something crazy about Shedeur. And then finally, we're going to do the college football playoff rankings and always end this show with a poll in rap and sports. I feel like a real host right now doing all that. Anyway, for all y'all who fast forwarded, this is where you start. All right, let's get into this. What Rex Ryan talking about? What that boy I talking about? Rex Ryan. We know who Rex Ryan is, former defensive coordinator, former head coach. He loves feet. He loves toes. And he used to be a cocky, arrogant ass coach. Now he talking about a cocky, arrogant player. And somehow, some way, he flipped it. He don't really like it no more. Let's go.
Whatever. Now look, did he play great? No. And no, you don't listen, but please, every time you win a game, okay, your team wins a game, please use we and us. That's it. And anytime you lose, it's me and I. And watch your popularity in your locker room, around the country will go like this. Right now, they look at like, your defense, first thing you should have said is, we had 10 sacks on the quarterback. Right. Are you kidding me? Myles Garrett's the man. Like, come on, build people up. You're at that place. Build it. Don't just, we're going to give you praise. Whatever.
All right, blah. Y'all know what he's talking about. Hit that like button, too. I hear you slick double nicks. Hit that like button. Y'all know what he's talking about. He talking for real, too. Now, let's talk about why he is saying this. Because some people say, hey, man, you ain't got to say it the way that they want you to say it. You ain't got to say what they want to hear. You say what you feeling. But it's so revealing and it's so telling when you talk like Shedeur talked pregame and postgame. Let me tell you why. It's not because he's insecure or not. It's not because he's cocky or not. It's not because he's confident or not. Not because he's arrogant or not. It's because we all are lifting this water up this hill. And by relationship, just by status, just by what I do, we all don't get credit, but we all want to feel loved. We all want to feel credit. So in a team dynamic, especially the NFL, the offensive linemen know the only time they hear their name is when something bad happens, right? Legal procedure number 75, Winston-Salem, repeat first down, right? That's the only time we're going to say your name or number is when you mess up. So When you do something in football, the ultimate team sport, more moving parts than any other sport, you gotta make sure you show love to those who nobody else is gonna even notice or show love to. It's kind of like in basketball. You gotta feed the big man, right? Big boy running up and down the court. You don't give him that rock when he cuts in from that wing coming down. Whoa, you don't feed him? Oh, watch him start jogging. You don't feed him? Watch him start walking. So in this moment, just football 101, you don't talk about yourself first. I know it's corny. I know it's whack. You can dance. You can be like, look at me. And then when they look at you, you should talk about we. That's how it goes. Now, it's because people are putting in work way more difficult than what you got to do, Shedeur. Because remember, in practice, nobody, first of all, if it's Shedeur, he ain't even practicing. He ain't getting no reps. But then, more importantly, you ain't getting touched. You are number 12 with a red jersey on. Ain't nobody on this team else, ain't nobody else got a red jersey? Nobody else here is wearing red. We all wearing doo-doo brown, and here you go with the red. Why are you wearing the red? Because you the quarterback. You the chosen one. You anointed. So I get it all. But at the same time, you got to start to show love. And your first opportunity, your first moment, you get mic in your face, you talking about you. You talking about what you going to do. You talking about what you just did and what you going to do going forward. What? So that does get lost on the team. Now, there's going to be guys who don't care. There's a Myles Garrett out there and others who like, nobody, I don't need no credit. Well, Myles Garrett, we know you don't need no credit. Not only did you get the game ball, you're about to break the sack record. You just got $40 million per year, highest paid. Like, at the time, we know you don't need to hear this. But you ain't the only one. And matter of fact, the guys who are on the bubble, the guys who are not as good are the ones who need these type of motivational tactics. They need this type of fodder. They need to hear their name and stuff like that. So, it is true. The cliche is true. When you win, it's supposed to be we and us. When you lose, it's supposed to be I and me. That shows accountability. And no other sport that I've ever played will make you have to be more accountable than football, okay? Now, track and field will make you responsible. It's on you. But accountable is on me, but it's also a shared experience, an account that I have to share, right? This account, everybody is chipping in and everybody is withdrawing. Everybody's depositing. That's the bank account of football. And Shedeur in that moment, I know he gets these things, at least I hope. But the point is, you got to say them. You got to profess them. And you never get a second chance to make a first impression. After your first NFL start, all we see is you talking about you. And boy, it's going to get spicy. What do you say? It's going to get dangerous in the offseason if I get to play the whole offseason as a starter. What? We got 5-6 more games this year. You weren't guaranteed to start this week. And you talking about man, look. So I know people going to kill the messenger because it's Rex Ryan, old, arrogant, coach with bravado, white guy. I don't want to hear from him. That's where people go, I don't want to hear from him. You people are stupid sometimes. Who cares if a homeless man give you some dope advice? Who cares if the guy is unemployed and he gives you a gym? Who cares? Stop looking at the messenger. It's the message. The message is, Shedeur, you can make this easier on yourself. Maybe you don't care. I don't know anybody who actually wants to make it harder on themselves, but he does. If you want to make it easier on yourself, because you right now are still that guy. You a fifth rounder who has had an okay game. Good game, if you want to say it. That ain't good enough. Good ain't good enough in the NFL. Do y'all know cats are always coming to take your job? So that's all you got? Man, I'm making this job way easier. I'm saying all the right things, even though I'm believing in myself. You could be cocky. You could be confident and still come off as humble. Y'all don't get it? Oh, I do that all day. I am a cocky ass dude between my ears. Oh yeah, I got some big fat cheerleaders in there. Yep, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do they appreciate? Me. Me. I tell my kids all that every time I see my kids when I'm coaching them, itty bitties, all of them. Be your own biggest cheerleader. Don't let nobody else have to pump you up. My son was missing some free throws in the backyard the other day. He started looking down. He started doing this. I said, hey, I said, you already got somebody out here trying to beat you up. It's your opponent. Don't you help them. Don't help them. You always pick yourself up. You always believe next shot. I'm making the next shot. You missed that one. You making the next one. That's how your mind got to be. You got to pump yourself up. But then your expression is different than your mind, right? Thoughts. Here's the continuum. Thoughts, words, actions. My thoughts, even though they're interconnected, they also could be disconnected. I'm thinking one thing. Right now, tell me what I'm thinking. No, I'm not. I'm thinking, damn, my left toe is kind of dark. It's about to fall off, right? I'm thinking that. You think I'm thinking, oh, what is Shedeur going to do? My thoughts are my thoughts. They're mine, baby. Now, my words, we sharing them because I'm going to let them out, but you going to take them in. Pause. Point being, dog, grow up. Keep your thoughts your thoughts. Use your words to get your actions. Get your actions, which we share as well. Get your actions going in the direction you want to. That's it. Simple as that. They call this daddy juice in my house. My kids love it. Simple as that. Don't make it harder on yourself. Shedeur, god dang. Woo! But, you know, who am I to talk, right? I like cocky dudes. I like dudes that act cocky too. But you gotta walk it. And right now, this looks like a movie preview. Like every time I'm listening to him, like this is a movie preview. That means, ooh, Transformers 4 is coming out. Ooh. Oh, I love Autobots. Oh, I love Decepticons. Damn, I'm in love with Megatron. Come on, Optimus. And then this one, and then this one. That's what you're saying, Shedeur, and then the next one. But we have seen you. We've seen the movie so far. And all the previews, let's just be real. Be real. We ain't seen that yet, right? Now, he's so close to it. Be real, right? Forget the backward pass that turns into a touchdown. He threw a 53-yard dime. The dude could have stumbled and made that a touchdown, right? It could have been 2 more completions, and it could have been 10 more yards. He could have been in on the goal line instead of the Wildcat that they run in 08. What the hell? Coach is hating when he put the Wildcat in, etc. So there's a way. There's a way where Shedeur could look like he sounds. But right now, and I am the teammate, and I am the hater, and I am every word you're going to call me, but I play pro ball. And when somebody came in here woofing, I let him woof until I watch. And then when I watch, if he ain't playing like a wolf, then it's time to attack the pack. Shut up, dog. Y'all know what an NFL practice is? It's grown-ass men out there, boy. Somebody just pulled up in a Rolls Royce. He about to go one-on-ones against somebody else who got a Bugatti. Nobody want to hear what you talking about, boy. Oh, this is fresh. I'm better. I'm the line up. Coach going like this. Beep. Now, I woke up in a new Bugatti. You better go. Nobody want to hear about this. And man, dog. That's why I love sports and I love kids playing sports because it's the only time where they could be as aggressive as they are around the house and they don't get in trouble. You put them on that field and say, stop that fool. And it's okay. He gonna be your friend after the game. GG, good game, good game, good game, good game. But between then, when that whistle blow and the time it's over, you better, ooh, go get his ass. I'll be telling you, go get his ass. You do this at home, you in trouble. You do this at school, you in trouble. You do this walking down the street, you in trouble. You do this right now, you the man. Now that's what I miss about sports and football. Do that. Beat it up in the comments. People acting like this is sweet out here. Blaming the coach, blaming the organization, blaming the collusion, blaming the NFL, blaming the marketing, bringing the brand and bringing my college. Man, if you don't roll up in your Bugatti, he don't roll up in his Rolls and you eat. Let's beat it up in the comments. What y'all talking about over here? All right, Francisco Aguilera, what you talking about? I think his teammates were saying talk your shit and fully support him this weekend, but moving forward, he should definitely include his teammates. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, so what? Your teammates said, stupid. Your growing up, your classmates said, man, don't do that work. Let's go out tonight. They said, let's go to the Fox Hills Mall. Man, I got class. Man, you got class tomorrow. Teammates, they ain't looking out for your best interest. Nobody's looking out for your best interest but you. And you better know what's up. I don't care what nobody else. If 1,000 people tell me to do something I know that ain't right, well, it's going to be 1,000 people mad at me because that ain't right. People be using all these other things to like validate. I don't need nobody else. My mama always told me you are enough. I don't need nobody else to agree or disagree if it's right. Right? You waiting for everybody else to sing the same song you singing? Guess what? Nobody gonna hear that when it's time to go. You supposed to go. You the lead singer. You David Ruffin. Right? If it's right, do it. Right? You ever leave practice and you like, oh, I'm gonna do some extra push-ups. Your boy like, man, I'm about to go home. I'm tired. All your other teammates like, man, we did enough push-ups. We good. What you asking them for? Just get on the ground and start pushing. Like, I don't need you. And it ain't based on vote. I'm not voting to do right. Should I do right? Should I do wrong? Oh, y'all said I should do wrong? Okay, cool. Hell nah. You better not. That's how you end up twisted. Okay? You better go get it. I'm telling you right now, go get it. Don't let nobody else tell you different. Because those are going to be the same people like, man, I should have. Mm-hmm. When your ass get cut, where your teammates at? When your ass is sitting there backing up Dylan Gabriel, who ain't that good no more. He looked good in the preseason, but he don't look good now. He's sorry as hell. You behind him? You in a battle with him? This is my ego. I'm in a battle with you and you sorry? Guess what that tells me? I don't look at him like, see, this is what y'all do. I'm in a battle with him and he's sorry? Man, you know they hating on me. You know there's collusion. You know, no. You know how I think? I'm in a battle with you and you sorry? Damn, I may not be as good as I think. You ain't putting me in that category unless I put myself somewhere around that category. Do you think Tom Brady will be behind Dylan Gabriel? You think Peyton Manning be behind? You think Cam Newton? You think anybody that's worth a damn as soon as you see him is going to be behind him? Don't worry, I'll wait. And they still got Deshaun Watson there, y'all. Ooh, it's about to get crunchy and funky out there. Speaking of crunchy and funky, Nick Wright, John Morant. What's this, the advice show? Everybody's trying to give out that advice. Let's hear it. Let's go.
If you think John Morant was a better player than Klay Thompson, I don't respect your basketball opinion. Who gives a shit who would win a one-on-one game? The children and fools on the internet, you guys don't know what you're watching. We are approaching DEFCON 1 for Ja's career. He is barreling towards a poor man's version of the Derrick Rose trajectory, except instead of blowing out your knee, you're just an asshole. The only guys who have blown it up like this, like he appears to be trying to do, it was because of drugs or injury. This is neither. This is rank immaturity. It's a damn shame.
Well, I heard you, bro. Blah, blah, blah. Woo, this is a tough one. Once again, we're kind of into more of the culture of sports, which I love, the intersection of life and culture when it comes to sports. Because now we're not just talking about the player, we're talking about the person. We're talking about how they contribute to us for real. Do their stats matter to us? Of course. But what matters more to us is the connection, right? What we get inspired by. When you saw Jordan, you didn't say, 38 points. You didn't go around saying 38 points, 38 points. No, you said, like Mike. If I could be like Mike. They made a commercial that made you feel connected, and you're like, yo, if I put on that gear, put on those shoes, maybe I will jump higher, but even if I won't, even if I can't, at least I'm in the same inspired world as that guy who's great. People love greatness, right? People want to touch greatness. People want to be around greatness, all the way back to Jesus. Like, just let me touch it. Great, right? You know how it goes. Your fine-ass girlfriend, before she was your girlfriend and you were scared to talk to her, all you wanted to do is say hi, and she came by and bumped you, just a touch, you're like, your shoulder get weak. You remember that? Like in the 7th grade, you're like, your boy's like, that's it. Come on. John Morant, come on, man. You done touched people already. People already feel connected to you. And now people are calling and they are disconnecting that service right before your very eyes. I ain't lying. John Morant had a moment. It was not even a moment. It just means a time frame where it was like, ja, 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 ja. Everybody, ja, 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 ja. Everywhere, everywhere. Now, Whether it starts with the kids or it starts with the parents, you disconnected that. You're like, I remember when I was thinking about getting some shoes. I ended up getting my son. He loves those Giannis shoes because they just feel good for him and they look fresh. But I remember being in the store and I saw the Jaws, and this was after I don't know which incident. Probably, I think it's the Shannon Sharp one with his dad. And I was just like, man, and I'm like this. And if I'm like this, I know middle America assumptions and just Puritans out there. They like, man, I ain't connecting to that brand. I ain't connected to that dude. I ain't buy the shoes. More importantly, didn't buy them. I didn't tell them, do you have a size 6? He wear 8 now. Do you have a size 6? Nah, I was like, I don't want my, because then he gonna be like, what shoes are these? I'm like, John Morant. He be like, oh, John Morant. Then you take the good with the bad. I'm like, nah. Once again, I'm keeping my kids as pure as I can because the world's gonna mess them up. The world's gonna give them poison. I'm gonna keep them pure. But Ja's messing this up. It is what it is. And I feel weird even saying this because Ja already, if he retired tomorrow, had a better NBA career than I had an NFL career. Yes, he did. And I had a good NFL career. He's had a great NBA career so far. But at the same time, once again, it ain't about the messenger. It's about the message, right? I'm telling this cat, like, dog, what are you doing? Don't trick off your career like that. You know how much money you leaving on the table, and it ain't gonna hit now. Because they gonna still max you out. If you healthy and you playing, I don't care if you cursing coach out every day. Ja Morant is gonna make his money. But Ja Morant is gonna leave a lot more money on that table. And especially when you get into legacy, when you get into the latter part of your career, and then when you try to retire, and then you are retired, and then you sitting there like, when they gonna call me for the NBA 75? They like, oh, you're on the bubble. Bubble. Okay, so you don't make that, or you do make that. But then everybody on there gets 20 appearances a month offered. You take the ones you like. Here's 20 appearances, 50,000 minimum. That's how they do it. Hall of Famers, oh, you don't make the Hall of Fame for the Hall of Fame. You got to pay to go there. You make the Hall of Fame because they're going to pay you back. Every corporation entity out there. Can we have that Hall of Famer show up and speak to our people for 15 minutes? 50,000? 20 of them. Here you go. So then, Ja, all of a sudden, they ain't calling you because your reputation, your legacy is, they'll call the squeaky clean dude. Who is that right now? They're called SGA. They be like, and don't act like Ja Morant can't do some SGA things. If not the same, if not more, or just right behind it. He got to get on a different team so he can win it all. But other than that, come on, man. Come on, man. Do better. Do better. That's all. And then, I could go here. I could be old man. I am 50. I turned 51 at the end of the month in 4 days. 4 days. Can't be 5. It ain't 31 days. 4 more days. November 30th. Thank you. Happy birthday for me. So I'm going to give you my old man. Dog, these kids really want to rock with you. Right? And they want it to be in an experience that, yo, he dope, he this. But if it's just gunplay, my daddy younger than me kind of play, like, ain't nobody trying to hear all that. So, Ja, as my man Chip Osorio said, you fumbled the bag big time. Yeah, I mean, look, it's weird in this world today. People's like, I ain't fumbled the bag. Look at the bag I'm holding. I'm like, that's not the bag you should be holding, though. We all know that. Ain't nobody that stupid. We know that Ja could have done more. Do better, go get her, new sweater, go cheddar. What else is in these comments? Let me beat it up. Thank you. No lies detected, Francisco Aguilera. J-Dub says, ever since Nike traded Kyrie for Ja career been tanking. Is that real? Tell me that. I don't know if that's real, but that's interesting right there to say that. Yeah, and then Joe PM, he's on that last topic saying, let's have a quiet professional like Deshaun Watson or a loud guy like Sanders. You choose. Yeah, I mean, you can't pick the personality of the greatness, right? Your job as a scout and evaluator or a team is to just go get a great player. Now, make sure he stays out of jail, right? Tries to stay out of trouble. And then you take the personality into account. But if he's a quiet guy, oh, well, Tim Duncan, come on. And if he's, whoa. What are you talking about? You haven't played yet. Deion Sanders' son, then bring him on. It don't matter. Like, dog, it does not matter. And the craziest thing is the cockiest players that I ever played with didn't make a name, so y'all don't even know who they are. Y'all don't even know who they are. They just woof it. Oh, I hated his ass. You in practice. You starting. He's standing next to you like, dog, hey, look what he doing. This fool. He looking like, come on, dog. You already know. If I'm in there, already know I got you on that. That ain't nothing for me. I know, I feel you, big dog. Yeah, they gonna sooner or later gonna realize it's on me. It is me. I am him. They out there playing these fools just because they already paid them. Why you think they paid them, fool? Yeah, I know. Yeah, wait your turn, dog. You good? No, I'm only telling you because you the homie. I ain't telling nobody else, but I got all these fools beat. You be like, what? Well, then go on the field and do it. You think if you go on the field and in 3 plays you get 3 sacks, coach gonna be like, all right, sit on the bench and never come back. No, he gonna be like, come here. Where'd that come from? And you be like, oh, that's just the beginning. So I'm not trying to hear it. But speaking of the beginning, a lot of people been hitting me up like, yo, what was the beginning of this Kenyon Martin Draymond beef? Because on Gil's Arena, Kenyon, obviously, as he should, is explaining this further. And in those explanations, he's giving a shout out to yours truly and On the Rocks and my guys Blaze, my guy Richie, my guy Terry, and my guy DPG, Donald Penn, former great player in the NFL. So, without further ado, let's see what the beef. Oh, when did it start?
Kenyon, speaking of Draymond, you pulled up to the...
Hello? Oh, that's ghetto. That's real ghetto. Okay, well, this is a real live moment. Let me try and redo it and see if that works. They're gonna be all up in my emails. Oh, I knew it. What the hell? All right, we're gonna do this for real. Let me first take y'all out of this install. All right, I don't know what the hell just happened. I don't even know where that picture at, but I'm gonna find it because I'm that dude. So the beef, all right, here we go. I got that. I ain't gonna lie, I got janky internet. For the amount of money I made in my life, I got internet like I ain't never made no money. I got that internet like I'm still on Sloss in the Nedge bar. Yeah, real spit. Yeah. And we ain't even have internet, so that lets you know how bad my internet is. Let's see.
Kenyon, speaking of Draymond, you pulled up to the On the Rocks podcast recently. You were asked if you thought Draymond was, quote, one of those guys. You said no, and that he's calculated in who he goes after. Usually pick guys who are unwilling to fight back.
While we're here, I got a quick question for you. Because you always hear about players talk about those guys. So you hear like David West, or you hear about the Nene, you hear now it's like James Johnson. Like there's a couple of those names out there. From your opinion, who are those guys? Like that are really those guys? But your time and now.
Them Davis boys from Indiana.
Oh yeah.
Dale and Antonio
brothers.
Dale and Antonio Davis.
Yeah.
Grown ass.
Well, we go there. I can say Oak and Mason too.
PJ Brown. Oak. There's certain guys that played hard. Zebo.
Okay, you haven't said a name that got a big
life.
name.
I'm talking about that was
Draymond on that list or nah?
Instigator.
That's no.
That's a different.
I think what Draymond does is sometimes calculated. Draymond ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something to him, do something back to him.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
That's the list I'm talking about.
That's all. He ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something back to him. And I said it on our show. Ain't nobody hit Draymond in his shit yet. Ain't nobody. He didn't went up for a layup, and ain't nobody took him out the air. Ain't nobody hit him. Ain't nobody stepped on his chest. Ain't nobody did anything that he's done to nobody.
Jesus.
So some people tried to interpret that as you saying that Draymond is a fake tough guy. So I wanted to get you here on this couch. Because I listened to the clip, you didn't say Draymond was a fake tough guy. You said he's one of those guys.
Yeah, I was asked a specific question, and I didn't mention Draymond. It wasn't for one reason or another. I don't put him in the category with the guys that I named. That's all. And I've watched Draymond's career from the time he came in to now. And I think a lot of the things and the people who he has done things to has been calculated.
So it's a little disappointing to see the constant shots. But when you were the number one pick and effectively, underachieved, I guess that would be the reason why. To be the number one pick and make the All-Star game one time, most would say it's probably an underachievement. Be that I was the 35th pick and made the All-Star game 4 times. Defensive Player of the Year, Kenyon Martin was a defender, I think. Never quite reached the pinnacle of that when you talk Defensive Player of the Years, or 9 all-defensive teams that I had, that I have, and he has 0. It's tough to sit in a space of continuing to speak on my name and call my name out as if I underachieved or am underachieving, to become one of the greatest players in the franchise history. It just happened to work out. You'd think there'd be more love from a guy who plays similar roles but underachieved a bit.
Blah, blah, blah. Jesus. Every time I dig a little deeper into this thing, I'll be like, God dang. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, first things first, and I'm not talking about the show on FS1. Y'all know what we all just heard and witnessed. The switcheroo. So Kenyon comes on our show and Blaze asks him a question, Barbara Walters style, back in your era, who were the tough guys? And then you can even take it up to present day, contemporaries, right? And gave him a great question, loaded him up. And then he answering, and I'm hearing all these names, and he keep going deeper and deeper in terms of not only are these are the guys that everybody knew were tough, but then he'll start going into names. I'm like, those players not as great as somebody who right now everyone says is tough. So let's say his name. I wasn't trying to instigate. I said Draymond. Draymond is wearing the crown right now for tough guy. No, or he at least is in the battle royale. And I'm like, you're not gonna say Draymond? I thought he was about to say, oh yeah, my bad. This is me. I'm thinking he's gonna say, oh yeah, my bad, and didn't explain it. But he said, no, I left him out on purpose. Please don't ever question my intelligence. He's stupid. And this is why. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good, pretty good. And he's right, because if you look at it, now, Draymond suffers from 2 things. One, Kenyon was actually right. Draymond, you be picking the right people to fight. I don't fight, but if I were to fight, you know who I'm going to fight? Somebody I know I could beat. And if I lose, it's a surprise to me first. I'm like, I lost to him, right? And then the second thing is, in this era, be careful if you're fighting. Now, it happened when I was growing up, but it's certainly happening now. Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? Back, 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 back. They ain't fighting. They don't dance no more, as they say. They ain't fighting. You pull your hands up, somebody gonna pull their damn shirt up, pull their waist up. What's up now, partner? So that's another reason I don't fight. This era is softer on purpose. Why do people get so mad? Dog, these kids are smarter. They don't work harder. These kids right now, they get their homework and stuff. It's about efficiency, not all out effort. Do your best, but guess what? I'm not giving you a mountain to climb every day. No. And that's what this era of sports is. It happens in the NFL. We are relaxing the rules. You can't destroy the quarterback anymore. You can't even touch him in the head. And everybody like, that ain't football. I'm like, yes, it is. You know why? It's still the game, and now they're safer. They can have longer careers. We can see that great player longer. He can have a post-career and still have his brain matter. And more importantly, it was unnecessary to try and kill somebody on one play. And they making way more money, 4X, since I retired. Since I retired. You get the same numbers I got. I know the player, Joey Bosa. He got 4X. His contract was 4 times bigger than mine, and he got his at the same time with the same numbers. Will you stop playing with me? This is better. But cats don't want to accept it because everybody want to be tough. That's the dumbest thing alive. Be smart. How about that? Can we change the paradigm? People, we ain't this tough. Well, you calling me out. So then that's how it started. And then Draymond takes it to, I don't know where you went. Like, Kenyon was on a basketball court and you took it to a football field. He like, what? Do I change the ball? Or what are we doing here? You start talking about how he ain't as good as you. And he didn't accomplish, live up to his expectations. And he was the number 1 pick. Why aren't you better? And he's like, wow. For a guy who didn't even bring you up, so I'm not taking shots at you. I didn't bring you up. They asked a question about you directly, and I said no, because I think you're calculated. Now, that can feel like a slight. I can't lie. Somebody say I'm calculated. So I already got an issue if I'm Draymond because I want to be the tough guy. And now you saying I'm only tough because I pick only weak opponents? That hurts. So that's a shot, even though you didn't mean to. That's called manslaughter shot. I didn't mean to. Still, they did. You shot him. So now he like, okay, instead of returning fire, he does all the other things. Like, where did this come from? So that's a locker room no-no. So in the locker room, Draymond loses this argument because when we talking about your mama, we both agreeing we talking about your mama. We both agreeing we talking about your wife. We both agreeing we talking about your homeboy that keep begging everybody for money. We keep agreeing we talking about your car you think so fresh and it ain't. But then you start saying, oh, you don't think my car fresh? Well, that's why I got paid more than you last time. Oh, man, if you don't get your sorry ass out of my face. Boo. In the locker room, boo. We in the locker room, so let's do it. Boo. Boo. Nobody want to hear that. Nobody. If that's the case, then veterans can't even have jokes with the rookies because the rookies don't got what the vets got. Like, shut up. Talk about the same thing. Stay in the same space. So Draymond, infraction there. But he did take a shot from Kenyon saying he was calculated. And now they are here. So listening to them go back and forth, entertaining, fun, great. But let's listen to somebody else who's from that era, who's a great, who should be impartial. And let's see what he got to say about it.
Is Draymond a fake tough guy? Is he calculated?
Meaning, what does that mean?
That means that he is very good at engaging.
Maybe he
with
just
you.
hasn't. I think what Kmart is saying is that he hasn't started something with the wrong person. Like for instance, do you remember when Boogie Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins, went against Zach Randolph and was trying that with Zach Randolph, and Zach Randolph said, I put fear in the bullies. He picked on the wrong one because DeMarcus used to go after just about everyone, but he wouldn't go after Zach Randolph, right? And I think that's what Kmart is saying. Like, you're not going after the real tough. You're not going after all the enforcers.
Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And look, who's going to get mad at Reggie Miller for saying the truth and saying what he just said, which is, dog, just show me the fights. Okay, come on. Come on. Who are you fighting right there? Who's that, Andrew Bogut or something? I don't know. Who are you fighting right now? Whoever he was fighting, like, come on. A lot of them cats be from the European cats too, and they be like, we're not scared, but come on, man, we're not here for that. You know, they just be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? In my academy, we didn't play like that. You know, like they be doing that. But he does that, and it's okay. But I guess it doesn't go with a tough guy's image to say that the tough guy is only picking on guys who are not as tough. But if you really look at the results, if you beat everybody, you're deemed the toughest. You haven't lost any of these fights. Nobody want to mess with you. Now, this is the last layer of it that nobody's talking about. Part of the reason why Draymond is winning these fights and taking the fights he's taking is because nobody wants to fight anymore. The incentives of fighting are gone. Being a goon on a team means you're a bum. Back in the day, being a goon was a necessary evil. We need you because this is the bad boy Pistons, the Jordan rules. This is the NBA rules where they're not protecting you. You better protect yourself. We need somebody here to not only live up to the laws of the land, but also go out there and enforce all of the principles of this team. And if things cross that line, I tell you, we need somebody who can use their hands as a tool and knock out a fool. That's what they need. So that's back then, hell yeah. Now, I got on 19 chains. I'm not playing tonight. DNP. All I'm going to do is what Ja does. Ja Morant, like this. Rest of that, man, y'all better get out my face. You know how much money they paying me to look crispy on this sideline? Boy, you better stop. Ain't nobody trying to fight. So then when Draymond fights, everybody like, look at Steph every time Draymond fights. Watch Steph. He always does this. And then, you know, you got to do a little bit of this. Okay, he is my teammate, so let me act like I'm going to do something. But Steph be like, whatever. Like, what are you doing? So Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. I'm sorry I started a beef. Literally, I am. I love when they beef, but I don't like to start it. And I ain't started for real. So I'm just saying this facetiously. Like, I asked a good question. If somebody was right now saying, look, best dunkers, right? And they start saying everybody who could dunk, Zach LaVine, and you know what I'm saying, everybody, you know, they talking about the era, Blake Griffin back then, and now Zach LaVine and stuff, and you're like, and you said, not Ja Morant? And then they be like, no, not Ja, for real, because, and you be like, whoa, that's all I did. Like, you talk about tough guys, and you say Draymond? And, whew, okay, let's get in these comments. That's all I did. Yeah, I saw this Newman, 824. Draymond has 46 career 0-point games and only 44 20-point games. Someone says, he says, that's bum. Sounds like, I'm with Francisco Aguilera. Sounds like both sides have a point. Yep. And Simon Templar 9010 said, Martin Luther Wiley. Yes, right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One day I'll say these people out here. I can do a little bit, especially when my voice compromised. All right. Mike Epps speaks out after facing backlash for saying people shouldn't be celebrated just for coming home from jail. So he's going to explain himself. I want to hear it. Let go.
What I was trying to say is we don't want to send kids mixed messages about coming home from prison, being celebrated, you know, feeling like you got to go to prison and do 30, 40 years to be celebrated. I think you guys misunderstood that, you know, misunderstood what I said. Wasn't saying that it was wrong to be celebrated, but we don't want to send a message to the kids saying prison is great, that you want to go home, go do 30 years and come home. You know, I don't think that's cool. So I'm sorry if anybody took it the wrong way and got offended. I love my brothers. I've been incarcerated myself. I understand what that is, but I might have said it the wrong way, but I mean well. And I love you, brothers. Free my brothers that's coming home. My man Derek, free all the guys that's coming home, man. And about the food stamp thing. The food stamp thing was misunderstood too.
Okay, but we ain't gonna do all that blah, blah, blah. We gonna stay on this going to jail, coming home stuff. All right. So what he said there is hard to misconstrue, but obviously it was misconstrued. When he's saying, like, look, the spirit of celebrating somebody coming home from something that obviously they didn't want to do. They didn't want to go to jail, and you didn't want them to go to jail, but you also didn't want them to commit the crime, whatever they was convicted of, right? And I'm throwing wrongfully convicted, those cases are out of here. The few cases that there are, we're going to put those to the side. We're saying everybody who is coming home from jail did what they did. We talking to them. Dog, if you look at life from the top down, and if you look at life from the bottom up, you see two different things. So, if you're talking about ghetto culture, and please don't get in your feelings because ghetto culture has nothing to do with your race. If you're talking about ghetto culture, which a lot of black culture is actually borrowed from like Western European culture and deep down like white people who was just down and out. If you really know U.S. history, if you really know world history, you understand that we all borrowing from each other. So everybody who walk around here acting like they hood and they thinking that hood means black and it's synonymous with ghetto and it's synonymous with poor and underprivileged means black and like if you doing all that lazy kind of intellectual thought, this conversation ain't for you because you about to misconstrue everything. But if you really want to look at life from the bottom up, like I grew up and saw it, there are things in terms of what we value that are not the things that are valuable, right? Right? Whether it's, remember back in the days with rap, it was like, okay, Ice-T talked about this. Like, we used to have respect for the shooter. Now, I didn't call it respect. I call it fear. I'm like, damn, I know him. I knew some kids, crazy, damn, man, I'm about to cry. I knew some kids. I said kids, and they were kids. But to me, they look like grown at me. I knew people that killed people. That's what I'm saying. I knew 2 dudes that I knew had killed someone. They were just walking around, and they were still in the neighborhood. They still was going to school when they wanted to go to school, continuation school. But they had actually killed. The police didn't know, or the police didn't lock them up yet. But the point is, everybody knew. It was 2 cats. Damn, they were kids. That's wild. And they were respected by everybody because they were killers. I didn't respect them because I respected my daddy, who was always going to work and coming home at 8:03 p.m. on the dot. I respected my dad. I was like, Dad, I knew that car was coming down the driveway every time, coming down the hill in the apartment building. I heard it at 8:03, here he come. Reliable. I respected that. But I was scared as hell. Scared as shit of them 2 dudes. Scared as hell. Like that kind of like never feeling comfortable, even though we cool. Like I knew one of them for real. The other one I knew of and seen him a few times and we would talk. I'd be like, but you looking at life from the bottom up. So since you looking at it from the bottom up, you like value. That ain't value. Looking at life from the top down, you realize if you got 4 kids like me now, you got a career, you got a job, you into your 2nd career, you got legacy, you got an IRA account, you got a 401k, you got whatever you got. And you start hearing about somebody who's killing people or getting back out and all that, you're looking at that like, that ain't life. That's certainly not living. So that's what Mike Epps was trying to get at. Because Mike Epps, obviously, first of all, I love how he had the jailhouse suit on looking. He had an OG, the top button, all that, right? Carhartt looking suit. He went there. And Mike Epps now from the top. Like Mike Epps looking at life from the top. He like, we valuing the wrong things. Well, the person he was talking about, maybe loosely, directly, or somebody who just got out. He said, I raise my hand. I submit this in retort. Let's hear it.
Okay, Mike Epps. I ain't gonna lie. When I seen that video saying that,
where's my controller at?
I knew it was gonna be taken wrong. Just because, people are living a certain lifestyle and
it's not working.
I would be equivalent to somebody coming out and saying we shouldn't celebrate somebody who's on stage telling jokes. They should go to school. They should go to school and go to college and be bigger and better. We shouldn't celebrate nobody on stage telling jokes. That's clown shit, no?
I was a girl. It's also low.
I could be misconstrued as well, so I think you went left, people's lifestyles.
3, 2, 1, go.
You can't really speak on people's lifestyles, man. Anybody coming home, you did things the right way, you kept it solid, should definitely be celebrated. But if you can get on stage and tell jokes, no one man has enough power to speak on other lifestyles, however people living, if they keeping it solid to that, I think Mike Epps, I think you should just stay in your place, brother. You shouldn't even speak on that type of lifestyle because you're not living that type of lifestyle. So, like I said, the best way for me to help you understand is a motherfucker coming out and saying, yo, I don't think we should celebrate comedians. They just tell jokes all day. They're very uneducated. They're very class clowns. They've been a problem in school, so we shouldn't celebrate them because they're funny. You'll be offended by that, right? So imagine somebody living a lifestyle that comes with jail, prison, and they come home and they should be celebrated because that ultimately makes them want to be free and do better. So I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, they ain't gonna fuck with that, real niggas ain't gonna fuck with that game.
Blah, blah, blah. All right, I understand. People are like, what is he talking about? Well, on this show, we always balance out perspectives. Some people say that's riding the fence, but I'm saying, yeah, you gotta respect. You gotta respect it all, because this world is round. So we ain't taking sides. We just gonna say, this is the side you should ride on if you're gonna pick one, because that's the one that's gonna bear the most fruit. So Blueface is saying, look, dog, you chose to do something that I don't think is like an essential of life, and you get celebrated, right? So do you want me to start undermining you in terms of who you are? Because people celebrate you for doing something that, do we really need it? Do we need the class clown to get paid, right? I hear that. I also don't hear, but I don't hear is he don't even know what Mike Epps has been through. And that happens. Like Mike Epps has been locked up before, right? Mike Epps is trying to tell you like, dog, if we really got our values in alignment, if we really looking at life the right way, keep going. And you're going to realize maybe we don't need to go to Chuck E. Cheese because Uncle T just got back out. Like, it ain't that deep. It ain't the way we want the kids to think, oh my God, why are we here at Chuck E. Cheese? Because Uncle T just got out. Where was he? He took a little vacation. How long? 3 years. Wow, it's been that long. I haven't seen him. All right, move. I'm trying to see Chuck E. Cheese. We got to go to Chuck E. Cheese because Uncle T took a vacation. You find out Uncle T really didn't take a vacation. They forced him to do it. And this is part of the culture. Like, what ingredients are the main ingredients to bake the cake for the culture? And Mike Epps is like, that ingredient that we used to use a lot, that flour, too much flour. Bring it back, right? And you got Blueface, you got others who say, nah, celebrate it. I put it like this. When my family did get out, it wasn't no party. It was a gathering. We kicked it, we hung, we were like, all right, come through. But the celebration, my grandma didn't let it be a celebration. She ain't gonna say nothing good if it ain't good. She just said, I'm gonna let your friends come through. I'm gonna let everybody who hasn't seen you see you. Right? You know we gonna drink because we gonna drink just because it's a day. We drink on every day that ends in a Y, so we drinking. And we gonna play some music. And you could call that our celebration, but we wasn't doing extra, right? And this is her sons. She had 4 sons. All of them had been in and out of jail before, right? Real spit. So I get it. I just wanted to address this because these are the forces that are pulling for the minds of our kids. So if you're a kid, they're like, man, if he go to jail, man, hurry up and get out, redeem yourself, and let's just keep it moving. It ain't that big a party. You having a bigger party for getting out of jail than I get for getting a 4.0 GPA valedictorian? We ain't doing all this, and I just graduated. That's where we are, so I wanted to show those forces. Beat it up in the comments. Let's listen to this. Mike Epps did say he was incarcerated in that video, and I don't know if Blueface even watched the video. Sometimes cats just go throw their camera on them, and they just want to be seen, and they ain't listened to one part of it. They just read the headline. Mike Epps says incarcerated cats who get out should not be celebrated. What? Oh, homie, hold on. And little girl like, Daddy, what you about to do? We about to talk. We about to play some games. Hold on, girl. And he just hit the video. It is what it is. All right, let's talk about this right here because it is a little different out here. Dan Le Batard, obviously we all know who Dan Le Batard out. Shout out to him. And he leads with his beliefs, including his politics. And he's talking about Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A. Smith doesn't lead with his politics, even though he's in a political lane. And that difference in approach, I think, has led them to these moments.
Oh, a lot of people are going to enjoy that downfall because a lot of people don't like the climb and don't like many of the things that Stephen A. Smith has done, including who he's been critical of, because this, of course, is going to become about race. And I want to have the larger conversation about everything happening around Stephen A. Smith politically, where he's being used as a very useful tool by the right, but also profiting with great results on all the conquering he wants to do, but bringing to his doorstep fights that are now much larger than the ones he was having when it was just sports, as he continues, because he's a conqueror, to gather audience and welcome all of these fights. But this one surprised even him.
Look at Stephen A. He's tired.
Here's the problem.
Get him.
That I have with Dan Le Batard as it pertains to what he just said. What do you mean a tool? When you say somebody is a tool, that's implying that I'm devoid of a moral compass, or I'm completely oblivious to what's happening to me. It's not showing me what I would always show Dan Le Batard and members of his team. a true deference to what it is that they truly feel and respecting it on its merits without attaching an agenda to it or a cloak of ignorance where they're being utilized to a point that they don't even know. And they're completely oblivious to what's going on around them. I'm very aware of what's going on. I just don't care as much as you do, Dan Le Batard. I don't care as much as other people might care because guess what? I don't feel the way that you feel and I don't share your politics.
Stephen A. Smith, I think you won this round, big dog, big time, because this is the thing. When people want you to care about something as much as they care about it, even if it's not essential, it could be non-essential, it could be essential. Like politics, it dances that line. Some things in politics are non-essential. You don't believe me? Let's start at the macro level. Who's the president right now? Donald Trump. Okay. Are you still alive? Yes. So you're able to survive and thrive under Donald Trump. And if you are not, somebody is. Let's just be real. So if you saying it's getting harder for you, it's getting easier for somebody else. Point being, you're still alive. You will survive these 4 years unless there's natural causes and something else, death. But I'm just saying the president won't kill you. You know what else? The flip side is if Harris was the president, that wouldn't have killed you either. Because if you believe that, look back at your voting record. Did you vote for every president that actually won? You survived them, even if you don't really believe in them. Start there. Let's go deeper. Because then you get into the issues that matter to you. But they don't matter to everybody else. I'll tell you what matters to me. The first thing I thought about when I was thinking about voting for president was crime. Why? Because I grew up around criminals. And I was like, dog, I got to get cocky right now. Let me tell you this. I hated growing up in the hood when it came to crime because it was like normalized. Hey, dog, what we doing Friday? You going to Crenshaw Dorsey? Nah, I can't go. Why? Man, you already know why I ain't going because they going to blast. Man, so what? What? No, my mama ain't letting me go, and I'm not even interested anymore because my mama told me. Once she broke it down, I was like, yeah, you're right. 4 quarters of football is not worth my life. You're right. So I'm not going. And I got countless examples. But when I made it, when I moved, when I saw the world, when I came back to like normal existence, retired at 32, I was like, I like peace. Crime always happens, but I don't have to live in the epicenter of it. I like chill. I like walking down the street and don't know the person and say, hey, how you doing? They say, hey, what's up? I don't care what color. Black, what's up, dog? Like I told you the other day at the cigar lounge, you walk in, everybody saying hi, everybody. I like that. I ain't like it where you go some places, man, everybody like this. You know, mad dogging. So crime was big to me. And I was just like, it ain't big to everybody. And I ain't got to argue it. I got 1 vote, you got 1 vote. Go get it. Good luck. I'm not a sore loser, right? I'm going to live, and I don't care who they put in as the president. I don't care who. He ain't or she ain't going to make me less than. Oh, it's a challenge. It may be more challenging than ever, but I'm going to figure it out because I don't let nobody hold me under their thumb. Now, that's my mindset. You ain't got that mindset? Enjoy inferiority complex. Enjoy letting systems, enjoy letting structure, enjoy letting these policies ruin your existence because you ain't getting that time back. I ain't saying it ain't going to be harder. Don't get me twisted. Don't blueface me and misconstrue me, okay? I don't give a damn who up there. You think that fool going to be bigger than me to me? What? Man, what the fuck? Where y'all from? Where y'all be letting these people be talking to y'all like that? Where y'all from? Who are you? I see it too on election day when Trump wins. Then they show the Harris party and they like, y'all. And look, I know she hurting because she lost. And everybody else, they invested so much time, money, energy. But then they go to the voters and the voters are sitting there like, oh my God. I'm like, if you don't get your ass up, to me, that's football. It just happened to us this weekend. We literally were playing one of the best teams. One of my kids caught a bomb, touchdown. Now you're on defense. Next play, they throw a quick slant, and then he misses the flag. He tried to go for the interception, misses it. The guy scores like Jerry Rice. Touchdown. Just that fast. Right? Penthouse to outhouse, that fast. What are you doing? If the person you voted for won, jubilation. But guess what? You ain't waking up the next day to $1 million check. Well, some people are. You ain't waking up and you got a different house. You still got to work. You still got to live. You still got to go get it. And if you lose, same thing. What are you doing? So back to Le Batard, back to Stephen A. They got to go at it. And I see Stephen A's point. He's like, Dan, we know how you roll. Like, Dan is ready to lose the job, give up the gig, do it all for his beliefs. But he got a different upbringing. He got a different mindset towards it. And Stephen A goes into that, like how he's a Cuban and, you know, his whole backstory. But the point is, when someone disagrees with you, please, please don't be intolerant, and please don't try and borrow their joy or their peace. Don't disturb it either. Let it be. Just take acknowledgement of it. Ain't nothing worse when everybody's sitting around and somebody brings up a topic and you just like, yeah, I feel this way, but it's fine, you know, whatever the reality is. And they're like, fine? What do you mean fine? Do you know how many people are hurt by that? I was like, okay, let me start here. You're not hurt. I'm not hurt. But we could talk about those who are hurt, but let's talk about them. And let's talk about it peacefully, respectfully, or more importantly, let's talk with them. And then let's figure out ways. Because I look at people like water, and this gets me in a lot of trouble because I really believe in people. I believe you're like water. You'll find your way, and you always will win. Listen to me again. I look at people like they're water. They will find their way, and you always win. The problem is a lot of people are playing games that there's no good prize even when you win. Give you the example and I get up out of here. Growing up, all the dudes that I knew that were caught up in drugs, drug dealing, gang banging, chasing girls, looking fresh, clothes, in the cliques, to a person, didn't work out like they wanted it to. Not saying they all dead in jail and messed up. Just didn't work out. The dreams weren't the reality. They were dreaming of something, wasn't a reality. But I always tell them when we connect, I was like, dog, you won. You just chose the wrong game to play. If you chasing girls and you 13, good luck without having a baby mama by 18, without a great job or career yet. And now you behind the 8 ball. But you won because you wanted every girl. And guess what? You got every girl. Okay? Y'all know how the gang goes. You won. You chose. Attention is invention. Did I do a Wileyism today? I think I skipped the Wileyism. Okay, Wileyism come mid-show. Attention is invention. You create the life you want by what you give it attention, what you give attention to. So if you give girls attention, you're going to get girls. And guess what else is going to happen? You're going to get what comes with girls, the consequences. Gang banging, drug deal. Like, come on, this ain't deep. Read books. Read holy books. They talk about it. But people get all around each other and then you ain't where. How we going to be here? This is the worst, and I'm out. I've been to people's houses that you need a map to figure out where the kitchen is. It's so big. And then they are the same people who are sitting there like, acting like they can't live because this happened or this policy and stuff. And ain't touch foot where that really is going to have an effect. Talking about the policy and you hate it. Well, the people that it's going to hurt the most, you ain't even trying to help. When the last time you been over there? When the last time you go there? Come on, be water. Find your way. And you're going to win in the way that you want. Just remember, though, the game you playing, what are the prizes? Like I go to these AAU tournaments now. AAU, you suck for this. I love AAU more than most people, but I hate this. These kids win these tournaments, they give them T-shirts. When I was growing up, no matter what you won, you got a trophy from Johnson's Trophies on Slauson. You got a big-ass trophy or medal. We thought the medals were cheap. They gave us medals this week. I go out there, run that 400, win. Whop, got my gold. Get a trophy. Yeah. I got hundreds, maybe thousands of trophies and medals. But then, sometimes you show up and they give you that medal, you're like, all right, whatever. The Olympics gives medals. That's cool. Now, they taking these team pictures. These fools got on these Fruit of the Looms that's going to shrink soon as we wash it. They give out one trophy to the coordinator. They give it to our team founder, Jesse Buss. Hey, I ain't mad at that. Just give me some little baby ones. He get this one. Give us this one. Cheap ass tournaments. All right, where we going in these comments? Uh-oh, I got to look in the comments. Uh-oh, who am I in the comments? Uh-oh. Man. Let's talk about this. TC210 says, Brucellus, be water, my friend. Yes, got to be water, dog. All right, here's user, something I ain't reading the rest of that. I bet you Stephen A. didn't think he was going to have to fight all these battles when he got to the top, huh? But when you get to the top, bro, you got to keep fighting for that top spot. You know what? I don't agree with that, and I'm hearing that a lot. I don't think people are coming at Stephen A. because he's at the top now. This is what I really think happens, because my wife asked me, we were talking about something, we got some opportunities coming, and we were talking through it, and I was like, you know what happens? See, I don't watch shows. This is what I think is happening to Stephen A. I don't watch shows partly because I don't like shows anymore. There are some out there, but not many. But more importantly, I got kids and just busyness and doing my own thing, right? So I've never really been into like what they're into. Like, I don't know what Stephen A. said right now. I don't know what he's saying next. I don't know what Le Batard's going to say today. I don't. And I'm not watching 2-3 hours to figure it out. Are you? Maybe. That's your show. Okay. But this is what happens in the media machine, content creation machine. I go to certain websites, ESPN.com, FoxSports.com, Awful Announcing. Those are like my three. If you want to say my top three, then sometimes Joe Budden's fan page. It's crazy. Like, you know, you go on Instagram and just your algorithm, right? That's how I consume content. How do I know what Stephen A. is talking about? Why do I always talk about Stephen A.? You want to know why? Because my butt going to the sites, all they talk about is Stephen A. Where's the Scott Van Pelt headlines? There aren't any, right? He has a show. He's as big out there. I mean, he's protected. He's big. He's done it forever. And I say protected like, dog, he is a G in this space. He a big dog. When the last time you read a Scott Van Pelt article? There ain't none. It's Stephen A. Smith. Then it goes like, you know, they'll do a Ryan Clark. But you know, they step in it a lot. Ryan Clark does something. He apologizes. He steps out there, says something. It's polarizing. He either apologizes or he stands on his own, stands 10 toes down. That's the article. So then I'm scrolling. I'm like, that, click. They do Nick Wright like that. Sometimes they get him in the headlines. But think about who they don't put in the headlines. Those are the people we don't talk about a lot. So Stephen A. Smith, because he's the big dog, is always in the headlines. And let's just be real. Michelle Beadle been going at him for 10 years, so don't act like that's new. If you knew Carrie, you knew she had some issues, but she just jumped on the Michelle Beadle one, so that's the same almost. What other battles? Nobody asked him to call Drake May a liar. So right now, I've already proven, like, the three big ones that happened last week, who coming at the king? Nobody come at the king. Michelle Beadle been mad at that dude. Drake May, what up? Oh, Dave Portnoy came back. That's part of the Drake May. So see what I'm saying? Like, let's not go and act like everybody's sitting at home. Stephen A. Smith. Oh, he's making $20 million. It's time to take him down. No, the machine keeps putting him out there because he's the big dog. Pat McAfee's out there like that, but Pat McAfee plays it like, yo, I like sports. I'm having fun. He doesn't do the polarizing things. He doesn't say the polarizing things. That's how I see it. But Stephen A. is the big dog for sure. But typically, this is, I think, the difference, and I'll get off this. Stephen A. is a big dog that barks and bites. And typically, the big dog is the one that doesn't bark. He sits there. The little dogs bark. And then he will bite, but it takes a lot for him to bite because he know he a big dog. Stephen A. Smith is a big dog that barks a lot and bites a lot. Let that sink in. And that's it. Yeah, he creates. Draper W86 said it. Stephen A. Smith creates all his own problems. I won't say all, but I'm going to say most, if not damn near all. He does this, and it's okay. He likes it. Let him be. But don't act like everybody's sitting there with jealousy or envy or just like shots at the throne, red dots on the throne like Biggie. I'm sitting in the crib dreaming about Learjets and Coops, the way Saw shoots and how to sell records like Snoop. Oh, right there by that doorbell. 52. Who the hell is this? Golly, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Golly. All right, let's read this and let's get into this article. Des Bryant want to go there, and we're going to go there with him. It's called, this is going to get racial, as it should, as it would, as it is, right? And why do I say it should? Because why hide from the obvious? People going to take it there. Let's go. Let's get the battle out the way. Des Bryant. If Shedeur Sanders rushed for a touchdown and started doing a dance like Dart did scoring his first rushing TD. What's that dance called? I like that dance. Damn, I sound old saying that. The media will have a field day. And don't bring that race shit up. What are you doing? Don't do that. Des, you just threw the rock. Keep your hands out. Don't hide them. Because the media made it this way for some odd reason. Des must be the media. I don't know what the hell he's talking about right now. Just say it with your chest. Shedeur ain't no trench baby. Respectfully, he grew up with two parents who walk with tremendous confidence. Right now, if I cut this off and didn't listen and did a Blueface video, FaceTime, whatever you want to call it, what do they call those things? If I did a video right now, I would sit there and say, why is black synonymous with trench? See, that's why I talk the way I talk and the way I think. I know too many black people who ain't trench, right? And Shedeur's one of them. But immediately we go always to like this hood gravity, this hood epicenter. Anyway, just my little thing. I always acknowledge, I always notice that. People always do that. If my kid's not confident in everything they do, I'll have a problem. It's going to always seem loud whenever it's not that many blacks who was raised and brought up like Shedeur Sanders. The English teacher in me that I wanted to be a teacher growing up. Y'all know that. Either I was going to Columbia to be a school teacher or NFL player, but I wasn't really thinking NFL, so it's like school teacher. The logic in here is all over the place. So Shedeur is being compared racially to Jackson Dart. We know what that is, okay, racial. Then it came out into the culture of like, well, he's not a trench baby. He's actually a millionaire baby. So why y'all tripping on him for that? But then we go into, well, you got to be around a lot of black people to know that black people, I guess he's saying, are loud. I'm trying to play dumb, y'all. He's saying they're loud, and if you ain't around a lot of black people, you're going to think they're loud like that unless you're around them. What? This is a pretzel of logic, and I love you, Des Bryant, but I don't love what you just wrote in prose. ChatGPT is your friends. Put this in there and say, write better. Bow, it comes out different. By the way, I don't know the head coach from the Browns, but I'm an energy person. He don't funk with Shedeur for whatever reason. Okay, your last sentence is your best sentence. It should have been up higher. He don't mess with Shedeur. Well, it's obvious why he doesn't. He didn't want Shedeur. He didn't pick Shedeur, but Shedeur was thrown on him. Pause. Thrown on his lap. Ooh, double pause. Thrown to his organization. He was told to coach him. Okay? So that's where that is. Okay. All that said, that wasn't even the reason I got there. This is the reason. He was responding to this. So let us respond to this. This is a long clip, but it's worth it. Golly, they went there. I just want to decode some of this because I sit here, obviously, in the media. I sit here, obviously, as a former player in that locker room. So I know. Let me start here. This is something my big brother, Curtis Conway, told me one day. He said, dog, a lot of your messages is going to get misconstrued by the people we grew up with, by the hood, where you from and all that. And I was like, really? Why? You know, and he was like, look. You have now been away from the block, the hood, longer than you lived there. And I only lived there 18 years, right? You know, and then I go to college. But now I'm 50. So y'all do the math. What's that? You ready? Okay, good. 32 years. So I'm 32 years removed from 18 years of my foundation. That's why I always will stand here, stand tall, and keep talking, even though I know a lot of people, this generation, looking at life are completely different than we did. Just like I looked at my daddy different. He grew up in the South in the 40s and 50s in Texas, walking on the other side of the street from white folks. And said, man, come on. So what Mangini talking about? Mangini just broke something down. He's like, look, dog, I'm here to tell you as a former coach in the NFL, I'm here to tell you as somebody in the media who's going to take whatever you say and make it whatever I want it to be. You pick the wrong things to say at the wrong times to say them. But do you? I'm just telling you what's in front of you. Now, the reason why Shedeur stands and everybody of this generation is like, keep going, Shedeur, and is smart is because his daddy did it. His daddy got away with it because his talent will always come and clean it up. Hey, mess in hour one. Oh, talent comes through, clean up in hour one, everything's good. Deion saved the day. People don't think of Shedeur obviously like that, and people don't think he's good enough to clean up what he's spilling out of his mouth. That's what Mangini's saying. He's like, dog, because Mangini's seen if Shedeur works, he works. He's one of the few that can talk it before they walk it. Very few. But y'all got to understand, Mangini said, I have seen thousands talk it. And most of them don't walk it. And I'm tired of hearing it. That's where he is. So let's get that. Somebody, I got to get to this. Hey, this is an important element that people don't want to talk about. And I hear y'all like, oh, well, just shut up and dribble. No, there's a lot of distance. Don't be so ignorant. Don't just try to stand out in talking. There's so much distance between shutting up and dribbling, or in this case, throwing the ball. Just shut up and throw. And what Shedeur is saying, or being cocky. Like, come on. Like my grandma said, don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to come out here and shock the world. When you're a fifth rounder, I get it. You want to be noticed. But I want to notice you by your play, not by what you say. Anyway, he said a very interesting part. People think the whole locker room is rocking with Shedeur. You a damn lie, because the whole locker room ain't ever rocking with anything. That's one. Now, how many are? Myles Garrett is. Some others are. But not everybody. This is how I know when people don't like me for things I've said, everything. No one ever comes up to my face and says anything bad about me. No, not happen. Only time people come up to me and say something bad about me is when they're apologizing because they're like, I used to hate you. I used to did it. Now that's it. That's all I get. But what you do, if I were really to go into a room and there are 100 people there and I only spoke to 14 and 14 all love me, is I ain't do the math on the other 86, but I know what they are. The other 86, a lot of them are sitting there like, I don't fuck with that fool. I don't rock with him. So I ain't even going to speak. We ain't even going to connect. We ain't even going to have no energy cross. So in that locker room, trust me, there's 53 guys. Shedeur's one. We down to 52. You know Myles Garrett rock with him. That's 51. Somebody else who's ever put something, I don't know. I don't watch it and consume it like that. So let's say 10 more. We're down to 41. There's 41 guys we don't know how they really feel because they're not on record saying anything. Let's say half of them really rock with them. 20. We're down to 21. There's 21 cats we don't know, and they could be on the other side because they ain't said nothing on the record. They ain't said nothing positive. You got to have a beer with those 20. Those 21. Shedeur, by his comments, by his polarizing words, by his performance to this point, has boxed people in. And there's two ways you get boxed in: by performance, right? And by personality. So by performance, even his biggest fans are like, we still up in the air. We don't know yet, right? NFL level. Forget college. Forget high school. Forget his daddy. Just right now, NFL, we've seen 1.5 real games and we've seen 3.5 total games. Right? He doesn't have an A for sure. He doesn't have an F. He doesn't have a D, but that C is average. We don't know yet. But then this is something that happens in your world, my world, sports world, every world. beyond performance, your personality can help you or hurt you. You live with it. I'm going to be me. Okay. It's going to help you or hurt you. Nobody said don't be you. We just saying what it's going to do for you. Okay. So there's a rooting interest for people to love Shedeur. Talk your talk. What did Max Crosby say? Keep doing you, big dog. Keep doing it. And then there's people sitting there who probably ain't going to say a word because they don't want to get lit up, but they sitting there like, boy, I can't wait for this fool to figure this out because he about to get taxed, right? That's where we are. These are the beginnings of either Muhammad Ali, and I don't mean like that level, but I'm just saying like somebody who talked and you're like, what? And then you're like, damn. Or Deion Sanders, they give it to you like that. Like this is the makings of his daddy, or this is the makings of kind of like Manziel. Like, you know, we saw Manziel in college. We were loving him. Manziel had us all doing this. Like you were like, Manziel, and then you're like, damn. Damn. Blah, blah, blah. Jesus. Now, imagine this. If Shedeur, after that game, whatever grade you gave him, I gave him a C, C minus. And if you put a gun in my head, I would go C minus. Because there's a lot of what ifs, right? If he would have stayed in the goal line, that don't count, okay? 66-yard touchdown, as much as I think that's an amazing play, I could get my son, MJ, who's 10, to do that same play. Right? So this is, I'm giving y'all NFL stuff. Y'all gonna call it hate? That's why you didn't make it to the league, because you're soft. You can't take these kind of criticisms. That 53-yarder, boy, you first round, first overall pick. God dang. Even I went to the internet and was like, sold. I mean, he's made plays in the Carolina game. He's made plays where you're like, this sucker here. But we got to take it all into account. Imagine Shedeur left that game against the Raiders and just said the typical, you know, the boring ass, hey, you know, it was a great win. Defense led us. We had a great running game today, blah, blah, blah. He didn't say nothing about Shedeur. You know what we would have done? We had to do it. But Shedeur, you, right? But he took all that oxygen away because he said, So now everybody like, all right, well, okay, you're right, kind of, but that's it. That's it. The fascinating thing is this. This is what you got to be on the lookout for. I'm here to help. Shedeur better stop giving us C games and give us an A or B game. Multiple if you're smart. You only got you got this week you're starting, and then I think they're going game by game right now. So how many games left? 5, 6? They're going game by game. You better get you an A on that film. Because what's going to happen is a couple of things. Deshaun Watson's coming back healthy, and he makes so much money, we got to do something with him. We got to put him back out there. ROI. We ain't cutting that boy with that dead cap yet. It's too high. So you're not starting over Deshaun Watson. Then you better than Dylan Gabriel? Yeah, we saw that already. Sorry, Dylan, your preseason doesn't matter anymore. We saw real games, and he got you. Unless something changes in these last few games. While there are protests and you opt out, ain't going to be nowhere to land. And he had few opportunities, but he was too loud to be a backup, and he didn't want to be the backup. So all the situations were like, nope. And there were a couple like, all right, but you got to come in and, you know, chill. No more kneeing, no more kneeling, and no more this. Never saw him again. Cam Newton, too loud. Tim Tebow, too loud. If Shedeur is on the streets, I don't think he is. I think he still survives another year there at least. But you're a fifth rounder. Dog, do y'all know what a fifth rounder is? That ain't the girl, the fine girl. That ain't even her homegirl who ain't that fine, but she cute and look better around her. That's the other girl that's trying to hang with them. Dog, when you come and camp and somebody in the fifth round, I hate to tell y'all, but we ain't, nah. Now, you Shedeur, we are, because you Shedeur. But he better not find it, because I'm telling you, them opportunities going to be this narrow. He got to put something out there. Maybe he already has. We're going to see this week, because he got the 49ers. All right, let me beat it up in the comments, see what y'all talking about. Who loves me, who doesn't. Oh, this next topic is amazing. Ooh, we're going to talk about y'all parents. Oh, let's go. Somebody said put an A out on that sorry team. Will y'all stop that? Will y'all stop that? You know what I mean? Like, and once again, I mean, look, I love y'all. I'm always going to talk with y'all, but I can see why y'all didn't make it pro, like in sports. One, probably because you weren't good enough. But two, you don't even got the mindset to overcome how bad you are. And that's one thing you see in the pros. You see dudes and you be like, he 5'8", 160. What he doing here? Talk to him. Listen to him. Watch him work. No punk. I love y'all in these comments, but boy, these comments are punks. Maybe you ain't a punk, but you just let a punk part out. Dog, this is pro sports. That stuff you talking about is with your guidance counselor or with your mama or your auntie. Nobody want to hear this. Nope. Dog, they cut you in the middle of the night while you with your wife. Y'all don't know pro sports. Y'all just see it all dressed up and glossy on Sundays. Y'all don't know about Wednesday when cats got boogers in their eyes and coach coming in here like, okay, guys. I said okay. You ain't said a word. Why he already turned up? Oh, y'all lost. Oh, you didn't play that well. Okay? I don't even know where to start, but I'm going to just get into it. Put the film on, shit. I dare you to walk out the room. I dare you to raise your hand right now and say something. I dare you to act like your face is all. I want you to watch this. This is 12. That's Shedeur. Watch this. Shedeur. Who you throwing this ball to? Coach, I was throwing it to the number 3. He was back there in the who? No, shut. I said, who are you throwing this ball to? Number 3. Never mind. You know who you throwing this ball to? The other team. Shit is real. That's a damn defensive lineman you threw the ball to. Please tell me right now, and I mean right now, not now, right now, why would you throw that ball to that DN? There's no good answer. Now, I flip it to you. I'm giving you all the like worst case scenarios because I want this kid to win. But boy, you show setting it up. I know 2 L's make a W, but boy, here's the good play. Shedeur when he rolled out and threw the 53-yarder. Shedeur! Can you hear me? I'm sure you can't hear me right now because this play, it was so loud to everybody. Shedeur, great play, great play. Shedeur, who you throwing this ball to? I threw it up and he caught it. You know, I was scrambling out, threw it out, and it was all love, you know. Who are you supposed to throw this ball to? Who asked for heroics? Like, what? I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, they get real out here. That's just how it goes, okay? That's how it goes. So I'm rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for the man. I'm rooting for him to go get it. But as you keep seeing on these comments and you keep seeing from these other cats, 5th rounder, pretty tough. Pretty tough. Okay, let's get into this topic. This is a fascinating topic. I think all you guys are going to love this topic. Let me just give it to you. How many kids actually go on to be pro athletes? So for all you parents out there who are losing their voice every single Sunday or every single Saturday, you're a weekend warrior yourself and you got little itty bitties and because your kid can beat his cousin running, you saying he going pro. Okay, let's see. Let's see the road to going pro.
Stat you have ever heard. According to a new survey from Talker Research and BSN Sports, 17% of parents think their kid will become a pro athlete when they grow up. That's nearly 1 in 5 parents. If you take a look at the 12 kids on your travel ball team, 2 sets of parents think their kid is going to go pro. Now, I don't want to poop on anyone else's dream, but if 17% of parents think their kid's going to play professionally, I feel like it's time to break out the stats to show the actual likelihood of a kid going pro. And I brought charts. Let's say we have 100 kids who start a sport in elementary school. By age 13, 70 of those kids are going to quit. In this image, the orange circles are the ones who quit. The light-colored circles are the ones still playing. Now, If we're insanely generous and we assume that the other 30 kids go on to play varsity sports in high school, which we all know it'll be less than that, only 6% of varsity athletes go on to play college at any level. So, of the 30 kids who kept playing after age 13, if we're super generous, 1.8 of them will go on to play college at any level. But since we're talking about going professional, the main route is through Division I sports. Only 2.5% of high school athletes play Division I. So really we need to take that 1.8 down to 0.75. So of the 100 kids who started playing sports in elementary school, 0.75 of them are going Division I. Then, of the kids who play in Division I, less than 2% go on to play professionally. So we have to take our 0.75 kid and multiply that by 2%, and we have 0.015. Of the 100 kids who started playing in elementary school, 0.015 kids will go on to play professionally. In case you can't see that little tiny sliver, let's zoom in and show you how small that sliver of 1% actually is. Now, to put it all into perspective, you would need to put 6,667 kids on a field for there to be one professional athlete on that field. I'm sorry to be the guy who has to say this, but those 17% of parents are delusional. And they're probably going to put too much pressure on their kid, hoping there's a payday at the end of this journey. And they'll either steal the kid's joy for the sport, or they're going to ruin their relationship with the kid in the process. Your kid has a 0.015% chance of going pro. I'm sorry. You already...
Blah, blah, blah. No other industry that I have ever witnessed, participated in, has this dynamic going on. You could say childhood beauty pageants, and they not even as crazy as some of these parents at these sports leagues. You can't go out there and enjoy an 8-year-old falling, fumbling, fouling, trying to score. Maybe he is victorious, without the parent putting that battery in their back with those thoughts and aspirations or goals of maybe he can make it. Maybe he can. But let's just start off with the real. He probably can't. This has nothing to do with you, mama. This has nothing to do with you, daddy. Tell you what a doctor told me from Hello. He said the first thing you got to know about any athlete is you can't out-train DNA. So be real with yourself. Do you have the DNA it takes to be a pro athlete? And all athletes, I'm not talking about just football player or basketball player. Do you have the DNA? Did you give your kid something instead of acting like it's all on them? You ain't working hard. You don't want it. Why you not focused? He's 8. Did you even give him something to start with? Hello, 2 left feet. Hello, club team, that's it. Hello, Mr. Intramural. Did you give him DNA? Because if not, he already behind the 8 ball before he even got on the field. Now, you can't out-train it, but we all know hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And one of the things about the talented is they have the curse of the gifted. That means that, I ain't got to do all that. Look at me. Boy, I'm dunking already. I ain't got to do no damn mic and drill. Mic and drill, I dunk. If I'm that close, I'm dunking. Okay. Get a little older. It ain't going to be, they're going to stop that dunk. You better go pull out. Ooh, pause. Point being, parents, too much pressure. Stealing the joy. It's going to be a marathon for your kid. I don't care how good they are, how great they are. You got to just build them up with the essentials. That means turn your engine on. Let them know and live in the mindset that as soon as they cross that line, they are locked in. I am giving my best and enjoying the rest. Stop yelling at the refs. The refs are a part of life. Obstacles happen in life. Adversity happens. The unforeseen happens. You going to sit there and argue with it? Or you going to fix it? You're going to have a solution. I hate when I see a parent yell, including my wife. I'm like, what are you yelling for at the ref? That was a foul. No, it ain't. He said no. Or that wasn't a foul. He said yes. And guess what? We got instant replay. They're 8. They're not taking it back. So now you're yelling like in your real life. You get a phone call from something and you don't like it. How long are you going to be looking at the phone yelling? Why you say that to me? Who are you? Why'd you call me? It's your friend. She just told you she ain't coming. Why you hang up the phone and do something else. Hey, 8-year-old, don't look at the ref crazy. All right, I always say, just learn from it. Some days they blow the whistle as soon as you touch them and you breathe around them. Some days you can go out there and assault them, hit them in the head. He like, man, I don't care. I'm swallowing the whistle. Learn from it. But parents, shut up. Now, I've told people to shut up in the nicest way I can, too. Like, come on. You give your kids the essentials. The first thing is turn your engine on. You get into that game, you all in, doing your best. That's life. Then learn from it, okay? It's a marathon. You need perseverance more than you need all this potential. Who cares about your potential? Do you know how many guys I grew up with that were way better than me in all the sports I played in? I can name them, too. Every sport I played, I knew guys on my team, let alone in my neighborhood. A Sanyika Hale, faster than all the cats. Obi Moore. Come on, that's track. What about football? Stace Bozeman. Y'all want to go here? Gumby. Tremaine Folks. Shout out to them dudes who made it in certain levels. Come on, y'all. Number 27 for the North Orange County Piranhas. Suckers were beasts. Come on, y'all. Basketball. Oh, don't even get me started. I went to Westchester High School with the Ball brothers. Gumby. Come on, y'all. Dr. Rod Gillard. All these dudes. I mean, these dudes used to sit there and destroy Mario Whitfield. They used to destroy me in sports. If it's their sport, I wasn't better than them. I found my way, though. Track, Brian Woodward. Eric Allen. Come on, y'all. Watching Dengane Newsome. Y'all better know this. And y'all yelling at an 8-year-old. I'm glad my daddy and my mama, one thing my mama did, she yelled only for good stuff that I did. That's my baby. That's all she knew. She wasn't watching the play. I scored a 90-yard touchdown. She waited till everybody screaming, oh, your boy scored. She's like, oh, that's my baby. That's all I heard from my whole career. And my dad, all I heard, all right. Nothing else. Not, hey. Now, I watched some of the film back. My daddy was talking. he was the videographer for the team. I don't know where we got some money from, but we had a video camera. My daddy had a JVC little handheld. My daddy was filming. And then to me on the field, all I heard was, all right. Watching back the tape, hear my daddy go, why they run that play? I was like, dang, daddy, I'm glad I didn't hear it. So the point being, y'all, love your kids and love the experience they're going through, okay? And I told you guys, it's a marathon. Simple as that. Now, don't even get me started. I'm going to have an academic one because y'all know me. You got to have a balancing act and prioritize your books. Brain going to last longer than body. Trust me. So we get into that. What y'all talking about? Beat up in the comments. Y'all still talking about Shedeur. God dang. I can't find a comment that's about what I just said. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Marcellus. That's the absolute truth. If you don't have that DNA, good luck. By 10th grade, it becomes obvious who has it and who doesn't. Yes, Newman 824. Yes, it does. It jumps off the screen. That's why I love sports, and that's why I don't take it to heart when y'all say I'm hating when I'm criticizing somebody or critical or Shedeur. If I'm not flattering Shedeur and y'all be like, you hating. I'm like, you don't know sports. I don't have to say anything. Sports is, it said it for itself. If Shedeur is great, are we hating? Because we have nothing to criticize. We're like, Matthew Stafford right now, go. Say something bad about him. Well, he was hurt in the beginning of the year. That's why I love it. Like, when I was great, and there were 2-3 years I was great. At least they treated me great. Oh, there was nothing that no one would say to me. Nothing. It was nothing. He played the run. He got after the quarterback. He was sick. When I wasn't there, in them 2-3 years, when I wasn't that guy, I heard it all. What are you doing when you go home? You still DJing? Are you focused? You be hanging out a lot. You show date. You single? Like they all into like me. All right, let's get into this topic right here. This is a very fascinating topic right here. They got issues. Everybody knows Chicago right now is certainly the poster child for violence, crime, ignorance. O-Block, how it used to be Compton, it used to be, New Orleans and all that. It's Chicago. And this is their response to how to fix some of the issues in Chicago.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that, and we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
Snuck that word in there, racist, huh? And I took exception with it, even though I don't absolutely take exception with it. But I want to talk through this. Because when I hear about crime reform and policies that they can do to edit what exists right now, because right now they're trying to lean away from incarceration. Obviously, we know the incarceration rates are sky high. We also know that violent crime is down right now in present day, is down. And they still locking people up for many reasons. But is there a better deterrent? Please beat it up in the comments. A better deterrent than saying taking you off the streets for a long time. I think what happened is, and tell me if I'm wrong, I've been seeing cats get a murder charge and get off in 7-10 years, and then a cat get a white collar crime charge and he locked up for 40. And I'm not the common criminal, certainly not, but I could do some math even with a GED. Even with my DL Hughley, I could still do the math. Like, you mean if I do some bank fraud, I'll get longer than if I go smoke this fool? Well, if I'm going to smoke this fool and I'll be out in 10, not like I want to lose 10, but you ain't made the consequences great enough for me to be sitting there and not pull this trigger. I think it starts there. I think that this conversation right now is inserted. We can't incarcerate and we can't put them all in jail and help stop this and deter it. Oh, yes, you can. You live in, I was describing to my kids the other day all the different methods of punishment over time. And they were like, what? I forgot how we got there. They were just, because they're fascinated with like jail and prison. Like, really? They got to sit in a little box smaller than the bathroom all day? I was like, pretty much. Yeah, if you do something bad and you're an adult and it's really bad, yeah. They're like, wow, that's crazy. And I was like, oh, it used to be crazier than that. And they're like what? I was like, there used to be a day where they would tie up your arms and your legs and they tie them to like little animals or to a machine and they say, go. And they just pull. What? I was like, yeah, they tie your feet up here. What? I was like, yeah, there's a time they put a rope around you, stand you on a chair, and then they kick the chair. What? I said, yeah, there's a time they put you out there and they like all these soldiers with guns and you stand in front of them and they say, on guard. What? I was like, yeah, there's a chamber you can sit in and there's gas and what? So yeah, there's a chair you sit in. What? Yeah, there's one where you sit down, they give you a needle and what? I was like, look, y'all better understand. Y'all better understand. If I just, like we were having this conversation on the rocks, in those open carry states, they say they don't be messing around. Like if you see somebody with the strap open carry, let's just say we not gonna fight and have a road rage. We not about to have a fender bender turn into a dust up. You come out with that, I can't even whistle. You got that John Wayne on you. Well, you look like you bumped my car. Yeah, I bumped your car. You got your thing on you too? Yeah, well, let's just take pictures of the license plate, take pictures of the driver's license, let's go. Versus all that, what you da. Yeah, you ain't got that thing showing. So it changes your mindset. You know, the consequences shape the behavior because the incentives shape the behavior. And I just think, and this is where I didn't like where he went, even though I understand where he said it. It's racist. Well, because more than half of the murders are committed by black males. So therefore, he's like locking up people that do bad, and then the murders or black people, or, you know, but even though white people in an aggregate, in absolute numbers, do more of the crimes. That doesn't work. I think what works is if you have stricter, harsher penalties. I said penalties. Try that. Try this right now. Have a public address, PSA. This is your president interrupting all streaming, all linear cable, all network TV. You remember back in the days they could do that? They can't do that now, right? You can't go on YouTube and have him. Donald Trump on YouTube right now. He just interrupt my live. What's wrong with you? So here we go. Hey, this is Donald. I just want to tell you guys, love America. I know you guys do as well. We want to protect each other. So here's some new laws. If you murder someone, you take a life, your life being taken. What? If it's manslaughter, you're doing based on what happens in it, but you're doing minimum of 10 or 20. You're like, what? I don't know. Manslaughter's tricky. You rob somebody, like you just walk in somebody's house and try to jack them and take their jewelry and stuff. Oh, you doing 10. Like stop jack. Like, what do they say? I'm socially liberal and I'm fiscally conservative. Nah, I'm just a hard ass. If coach tells me I'm this kid and then we get up out of here. If coach tells me tomorrow y'all running gassers, y'all running 1,100s. I'm mad that I got to go to practice tomorrow, but I'm going and I'm not complaining because I know I got to run 1,100s. I know it. I'm prepared. I'm going to die like everybody else, but I'm going through it. When I know it's coming, let's go. And if people knew that what was coming was hell to pay, let's just say they will walk a different way. I think so. Beat up in the comments. Tell me if you do. I don't know. We get into many levels of this. Oh, good Lord. Girl. Talking about jail. I'm about to get locked up. Falling in love too hard. You know what I'm saying? That's 10 years. No, it's a life sentence, baby. Love you. What time you off?
I don't know yet. I'll let you know.
Okay. Text me.
You guys to try and picture outfit stuff.
Okay. All right. Love you.
Love you, bye.
It's my wife. So, what y'all gonna do? Beat up in the comments. Everyone looking for someone else to solve their problems they cause themselves. Jared M730. Yeah, I'm that guy. I don't care if I sound removed. I don't care if I sound weird. I don't care if I sound like them. All these stuff people say. I don't give a damn. Lock up criminals. Like I told you I voted for crime. Lock up criminals. I hate criminals. Hate them. Oh, man, you over here trying to rationalize a criminal? Somebody that woke up and decided all that hard work and all that stuff you did, man, move. I'm about to just come take it. Straight jacking. What do they say, Ice Cube? Straight jacking. Come on, man. I ain't a fan of that. You shouldn't be a fan of it either. I don't care what color they are. I don't like no criminals. But you know, and the worst is when somebody trying to tell me, you know why they commit the crime. I was like, no, I don't. I've been broke. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, it's because no, it ain't. Oh, it's because no, it ain't. I've been broke. No, it ain't. You just don't need that. You got what you need, which is breath of life. And you can go 40 days. Let me stop. All right, let's get into this conversation right here. This is going to be a quick one. We're going to get into it. Candace Parker, this is what's fun about being the man or being the woman on campus. Peep game, listen to this.
Well, you guys overlapped there 3 years, right?
Yes, we did.
Inside up, Para, all alone.
Now, there were some stories that we could talk about, and there are other stories we can't talk about. But Candace was a beautiful young student athlete at Tennessee. She was dating one of my guys, and she was talking to 2 or 3 others at the same time.
Damn.
You can't air her dirty laundry like that, Coach. Come on now.
Hey, Candace, you remember there were a couple times I would come to you and say, honey, please don't break up with him tonight, right? You remember this? I literally did. And she would be like, okay. We had that relationship. Candace was mature beyond her years.
I was in your office and talking to you, and I think that that's the thing that I love about the University of Tennessee is the relationships and, the stuff that will stay in 2004 to 2008.
Well, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, so we'll leave those stories right here at the table.
Yeah, we will. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, man. This is quick. I just want to give Candace Parker her flowers. Every time I see her, love. She's like 6'5", like just shoulders out the ear. Beautiful. Gosh, there was a time like growing up, Janet Jackson was it for me. Like if I had to bench press 7, 8, 9, and then I'm struggling to get the 10th one to finish the set, I'll say Janet Jackson. That meant like Janet Jackson and I were going on a date or something. That's my girl. I get that rep. Then when I got to the league, I'm a little older, and I was like, man, Candace Parker. Like it was just not even like a fantasy that I wanted to actually live up to and live out. I was like, she is the one. They were like, who the finest girl? I'm like, Candace Parker. Seems like I wasn't the only one thinking that, because at University of Tennessee, even the coach knew, let alone the players. He put her out there. He put her business on. Everybody, oh, she's so fine. Oh, everybody, oh, she's so fine. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, she's so fresh. She is it. Good for her. All right, now, let me see. Oh, yeah, y'all agree with me with this. Let's get this right here. Kevin Hart got put in a pickle. See what he does.
Would you rather have a gay son or a thought daughter?
I would rather have 2 healthy kids. Like, it doesn't matter to me. 2 healthy children. And the fact that you have to, like, put them in those categories says a lot about who you are.
Oh, no, don't you dare!
Well, I'm just telling you, I think the real problem is in the thinker, not the answerer. The thinker. Maybe you should just ponder on that for a second.
Which do you give less of a fuck about, gay rights or women's rights?
Well, first and foremost, rights are rights. You should care about them all. Everybody has a voice, and everybody deserves to be heard. What I want to do is be a part of the change that the world desperately deserves, and hopefully get us to a point where we're all on the same accord.
Blah, blah, blah. That is a pro speaking. And a brand answering. Like, he like, what did you just ask me? I don't know if that's a jest. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what that answer, like that show is. Is that a real show or are they setting them up? I don't know, because I'm like, who asked that question? But props to her, because that's a good question. And this is my type. This is part of the reason why I just like weird, raw, crazy questions and answers. Like the real, like how we really talk. And I know it doesn't work that way in the real world. Left hand, right hand. You can't let the left hand know what the right hand doing. So I can't let you know my answer to that. But I can. Like that's where I live. Me, Marcellus Wiley. Ooh, I just said his name. Ugh, that sounds weird. Third person. I know the answer. So if you say gay son or thought, y'all beat it up in comments, gay son or thought daughter. That means your daughter for the streets. Way worse than what they said about Candace Parker. Coach was just talking about. Like, she for the streets. She the jump off, right? Like, everybody know her. Like, she when she goes somewhere, everybody be like, oh, there go little sis. She be like, hey, big brother. And he be like, oh, yeah. She like little sis. And then them hugs be hella long. He leave it, and when he finishes his hug, his fingers just one at a time just off her. Like, what you doing later? And everybody's saying, what's she doing later? That's your daughter. Or your son is just gay, which is, you really can't do the expression. Back in the 80s and 90s, we used to be like, hi, and all that. You can't do that no more. What's that club in Atlanta? Bulldogs, right? Bulldogs? Someplace in Atlanta where they say if you go there and you see the line, I've seen the line before, but if you go there, it look like me. It look like an NFL team going in there. You're like, what? And they're gay. So gay doesn't have an expression. Thought doesn't have an expression. But thought got we know what you're doing, right? And then a gay son. To me, this is simple. And it's one answer that even Kevin Hart could have said with his big brand. I want a thought daughter over a gay son. I picked thought daughter. Because being real, all of our sons are thoughts. Them little critters. When that little thing start working and it starts tingling, he gonna mess around here and there, right? He a thought. I can live with a thought. Because even as a girl, like, ugh, everybody, it's only what people think of her. And it's only like 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds that even care. You get 30 and 40, nobody care about your number. So give me the thought, daughter. Why not the gay son? Because I want my son to have a woman to have a baby with. Because I want to see if the DNA real. Selfish. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing else except, hey, my mama was 6'1" and my daddy was 6'3". I came out a runt. I'm 6'4". I'm supposed to be bigger. Now, your mama, MJ, is 5'9", and I'm 6'4", and I made it. You better be bigger. Oh, you look big. Okay. Now, I want you to see if it still keeps going. I'm kind of like on that Amon St. Brown daddy. like how he be thinking. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? I don't care about the rest. I just want to see these babies. So that thought daughter going to have a lot of my babies, though. She going to have babies everywhere. Look at little thought. But it ain't nothing worse when you know little dudes is tapping your daughter. I get that. My daughter 26 now, so we passed that phase. But in college, I did have those reservations. I go up there and visit her. She'd be like, oh, this is my friend. And I look at him. This boy is 6'8". She going to UConn. This boy is 6'8", 5-star. That's your homie? I remember when I was a star at Columbia. You know what I mean? So let's go. All right. Beat up in the comments what y'all think. More Shedeur talk. Okay. King Juju, 6675. You get what you want.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009?
Right.
That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009. You said you was sitting there watching the game in your house, and what you did? You ran with the TV.
Goddamn right,
right?
I did.
What was you doing, DB?
I was cheering. I was happy.
You was cheering like a motherfucker. When Shedeur Sanders is on the field, and when I say powerful because there's two sides of it, right? Think about it. Okay, you got the black community. He bringing the whole black community together. I ain't ran across one black person that done said one bad thing about Shedeur.
We want him.
And guess what? Not one. Because he has the balance. He has the balance of that I'm arrogant, but I'm humble too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
He have fun with this shit.
And he having fun with this shit. And on top of that, y'all want me to say y'all want me to feel it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, he talking shit. I love that shit, bro.
He's the most powerful black man in sports. No other. Matter of fact, fuck black man. He the most powerful player in sports.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shedeur Sanders.
That was. He still want to keep going. That was a hot take, as they say in the industry. Wow, that was wild. But on this show, what we do is we balance out perspectives. We try to figure out why they said it, whether it's Perk or Blueface, and then we also say why we say what we say. So be real to support Perk. Who else is the president of the United States tweeting about multiple times? Anybody else? He said, first he started with black, and then he said most powerful athlete, period. Now, I understand that we're going to get into the numbers, then Shedeur is not a part of this conversation. Like, you know, you got Messi out there, and you got Ronaldo, you got LeBron. Like, stop playing. We ain't doing that. I think what he's saying is in terms of relevance or impact right now, social impact. Okay, I hear you. Donald Trump is tweeting about the guy. He was must-see TV. What were the ratings? Somebody beat it up in the comments. Give me the ratings. I remember waking up Sunday morning and saying, everybody, I was like, oh, it's Shedeur Day. And everywhere I was going, I was telling people like, look, at 1:05, I will be watching Shedeur because today is Shedeur Day. Whitlock had a Shedeur Palooza or something. People were, I don't know the ratings, but yes. But at the same time, he ain't it. Now my answer has to be, who is it? Well, I mean, LeBron, even coming down the hill, still got Shedeur beat, like being real, like, you know. But people think that I'm not a Shedeur fan. Listen to here, y'all. I'm not a fan of anybody who ain't great. Like, I don't have, I root for 4 teams in the NFL. I played for all of them. Buffalo, Chargers, Cowboys, Jaguars. And then I added a fifth as a real fan. Guess what team that is? The Ravens. Guess why? Lamar Jackson. That's it. The rest of these cats have a good game, have a great game. I like you. I love you. I'm not a fan. I love a fan of sports. I'm a fan of ball, but I don't root. Like, dog, to me, Deion Sanders is on my Mount Rushmore. He's top 4 player ever. Maybe number Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, them Sanders. It could be Bruce Smith. Oh, look at me now. That's biased, but it's still, dog, he has the most sacks ever in the run defense. Come on, y'all. He played the run defense, got the most sacks ever, whatever. I got Bruce Smith, et cetera. It's one more person I'm forgetting. Probably Steve Young. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't root for 5th rounders who are trying to find out if they start next week. Now, that's the player. The person, I always root for somebody to talk it and then walk it. That's why I love Deion. He was sitting there on his couch when he got drafted like, they ain't got enough money. They ain't got that. But then I watched it live out, and I was like, him. Yeah, I love Deion. Floyd Mayweather, the homie. My neighbor. I used to live with Floyd. See him all the time. Hang out. Ooh, he used to have some nice events at his home. Like, yes, because he talked it. I remember doing a panel with him before when he was Pretty Boy, before it became Money May. Man, come on. But look who I'm a fan of. 50-0. Deion Sanders. Don't even throw over here. Y'all want me to be a fan of his son? No, he's a 5th rounder trying to figure it out. Now, when he balls out, if he balls out, yeah, we can talk it. Because now I know he one of them special ones that can talk it into existence. But y'all got to respect, I've been in that existence and y'all haven't. And most of them talking ain't walking. So I'm on the wait and see with Shedeur. But I'm always going to see. It was Shedeur Day. I literally was like, 105, do not disturb me. And my wife knows I don't do that. My kids know I'll go to a game. I'll do whatever. We be in the backyard playing. We watching the game, but it ain't appointment TV. Shedeur was appointment TV. But that ain't hate. He got to get great for me to be a fan. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Me. Man, you better stop. The only way he's exempt is if he becomes a Charger. Then I'm going to love him no matter how good he is. I'm like, all right. Bill, Charger, Jaguar, Cowboy, Raven. You got me regardless. Other than them 5, you got to be great. Sure. I don't even root for, you know who I love? TJ Watt. Am I a fan of TJ Watt? I guess. But all I know is he's insane and I love watching him. But so what Perk was talking about is he got the whole community locked up. All right. What? No, he does not. He has everyone talking about him, but we ain't united. It's polarizing. You got black people don't even want to speak on Shedeur because they like, man, I ain't no sellout. They were like, dog, you don't like Shedeur? You're like, well, come on, man. Come on. Everybody got to like him. This is like the Democratic Party. Like, if you don't like Shedeur, you ain't black. Where's D.L. Hughley when you need him? Like, what is this? Like, what? You don't, like Lamar Jackson didn't even have it this bad. I mean, goodness. You ain't got to like him. It's okay. He going to ball without you. He don't need you to ball. That's one thing fans be thinking. You need me to ball, my support. No, I don't. I got this far without knowing you, fool. Cats be acting like they support means the difference. No, my game speaks for itself. And that's what I think people will want to say. Let's beat up in the comments. Yeah, Perk just trying to go viral. Yep, that's all that is. Because I was like, y'all names, Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl and got the highest amount of money in the whole NFL. But I will say this. There's more star power with Shedeur than there is Jalen Hurts. Isn't that crazy? This is the whole beef between Kenyon Martin and Draymond Green. Like, one has done more, but the other one is just, so what? I'm better than you. What? Yeah. Like, Shedeur is like, yo, I'm more popular and famous than you and all this. And it's like, I won a Super Bowl, been to 2. I'm the starting quarterback of the good for you. So, no, the whole black community. First of all, can we get out of Jim Crow? Stop saying whole black community. No, it's never. It ain't no whole white community. Ain't no whole brown community. Ain't no whole community, nothing. You can't tell a whole community that Tacos with ketchup are good. I always like saying that. Like, nobody agrees on everything, absolutely. Nobody. Why do we say that? Who in the hell are you? What grade didn't you graduate from to say whole is? No, not a whole nothing. My whole house don't agree on what we having for dinner tonight, and it's only 5 of us. Talking about the whole community. Ignorant. Let's talk about this, though. What's this?
In the bracket based on the current rankings. Now, it is so delicious to think about that 6-11 game of Mario Cristobal against Oregon, but Miami is going to have to get an at-large bid, one would think. In all likelihood, so that spot, or the 11 or 12, would likely be taken by the ACC champion, and the Hurricanes still fighting for an at-large. You see the way the rest of it looks. Texas Tech at home against Tulane, Oklahoma, Notre Dame. That would be fun. And then Alabama at Ole Miss in an SEC game if it were to fall that way. So,
okay, we're going to keep this like this so I can have it as reference. All you college football fans out there. Ooh, ain't nothing fresher than college football. Boy, them Penn State whiteouts, next level. Okay, here we go. No surprises in the top 4. I've heard some arguments still that A&M should have been one, or A&M has the resume to be at least above Indiana. Do you really believe? Remember last year, Indiana, but this year they look better, so give it to them. Georgia, obviously, even with one loss, stop playing with them dogs. Okay, and then after that, we got Texas Tech. People are still like, okay, well, we'll see. Then you got Oregon. People always sleep on Oregon no matter what their record is. If Oregon loses one game, it feels like 10 games they lost because they're on the West Coast and Pacific Northwest. People don't be tripping. And I will admit, like, sometimes you look at an Oregon game, be like, it look like some robots, like just like little fast little cars. Like, how they going to play against them SEC teams and Big 12 teams when them big old boys, them 6'7", 330s, and they mama is gigantic? And they daddy smaller than they mama, and he big too. They be like wearing them overall, and they be at the game. They're like, boy, you better hit somebody. Yeah, Oregon be getting them dudes from Hawaii and all that. But Ole Miss, oh, I love Ole Miss. I want it so bad for them and Lane Kiffin. Respect. Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama, Miami, and then Tulane's the first of the non-power schools that's up there. Miami, they saying a lot about Miami ain't going to do it. So they still have a shot, but they need help in style points. They're number 12. ACC wants to have 2 teams in the playoffs. Good luck with that. But they're stuck behind Notre Dame, people are saying. And being stuck behind Notre Dame, beating them, meaning the committee still sees a gap, obviously. Even though you beat them, it's crazy. So 1 game left. They got Pitt and no margin for error. They got to go out there and win big and get the chaos going. You know how it goes. Got to look pretty while you win, boy. So then basically I want to see this. Who y'all think? All I want, real quick, beat it up in the comments. Who's winning it all this year? You can give me the matchup and the winner. That's all I want. Based on these brackets, let's go to the first one. Tulane, Texas Tech. Texas Tech going to beat you. Okay, Notre Dame, Oklahoma. I'm saying Notre Dame. I don't believe it, but I wouldn't put my life on that one. But Notre Dame, Miami, Oregon. Golly, that's gonna be good. Even if it happens. But ooh, I mean, talking about the coach. Talking about I got y'all number. Coach knows Oregon. Oregon don't know Miami like that. Miami, I say Oregon. I trust them. Sorry, I don't trust Dade County in them moments right now. Alabama and Ole Miss. Ole Miss. God, that's tough. Woo, Ole Miss. Okay, so then Ole Miss got played. Oh, Jesus. Ole Miss and Indiana. That's some fun. Damn, that would be fun. Ooh. Indiana be figuring it out, but they did have one close one I saw. Ole Miss, and I don't know. A&M got to play Oregon. And, man, A&M, I guess. Ohio State, golly, this is tough. And Notre Dame, Ohio State for sure. So Ohio State's playing Georgia. Ohio State, Georgia, god dang. And then I think Ole Miss, A&M. Ohio State goes on. Oh, A&M is here. Jesus. I think I messed up. Ole Miss going to be there, but A&M, Ohio State. Ohio State wins it again. Back-to-backs. Good luck to me. I have no idea, though. I'm like you. Hunter Ellis, 8986. I have no idea. What did I just do? I have no idea. That is insane. That just sounds so good. Oh, man, what's going to happen in sports? Oh, so good. Okay, so y'all know how we end this show. We always end this show with what? Be up in the comments. You know what it is. I'm going to find me some polls out there because I got polls. This has been a great show. It's longer than normal just because I got the time today. So we're going to do it because my kids ain't even up yet. I'm glad you guys get up. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. And more importantly, what are you guys planning for Thanksgiving? Beat up in the comments. I'll check it out. See what y'all got cracking, lacking. All right, I'm going to do the first one that comes up. And the first one that came up is this one. Once again, I always put that wrong thing on. 1 year ago today, Kendrick Lamar dropped GNX. I think this was yesterday, but point being, what's your favorite song on GNX? What's your favorite song? I like the first song. I tell you the truth. I mean, look, he done had so many hits off of there, and and not enough, all that. But what is your favorite song off the GNX album? I know if y'all like me, you're like, number one. I don't even know the names of these songs. I'm like, number one. And then number 5 and 12. What? Come on. Tell me what it is. Okay? And then the last part is this. We always got to find us a sports poll. I don't hear anybody tell me what's their one. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what's your favorite song on that album. Okay? We're going to do this one too. Okay? Last one. Here's the scenario. It's 4th down and goal from the 1 in the conference championship. Last play of the game down by 4. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. You can use any running back from NFL history other than Earl Campbell for the winning touchdown. Who is your pick? Derrick Henry wants it to be him. I am going, why I keep thinking Marshawn Lynch? Be real, no lie, Edgerrin James. Because I was going to pick Marshall Faulk, but Marshall Faulk was insane in every level. But there was one thing we used to say about Edgerrin James. No matter when you hit him, Clinton Portis is close too, but he's a little too light. You hit Edgerrin James, he's falling for 3. You got a tackle for loss for him, he's falling for 3. And he could catch it out that backfield. Edgerrin James, when Marshall Faulk was there with the coach and Peyton Manning and then he left, everybody was like, oh man, they in trouble. Edgerrin James was that dude. So I just have the options right there. I will go with Edgerrin James. Y'all tell me who y'all got. Beat it up in the comments. Appreciate y'all to the fullest. Y'all rock with me for how long? 2 hours? 2.5 hours. Not all y'all rocked. I know we had a whole change of audience, but I appreciate y'all to the fullest. Have an amazing pre-Thanksgiving day. And you know what I'm going to do. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to do these every single day I can. And that might turn into every day, but it's a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. Love for you guys. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not unheard of.